Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making others, you can go to Patreon, $3 a month. So, in the last Let's Play, we escaped the nightmare world, but not really. We're just in somewhat modern day Echo or something like that. But yeah, we came out here. Chase had a dream about a fox hanging in a tree, so we came over. There's a guy in the tree. We got the notes. Listened to the ghosts arguing with each other about the truth, because somebody needs to tell the truth. Apparently the newspaper clipping was that, hey, John Begay was the serial murderer of children, and as we're reading that thing, Jenna attacked us. And this game did the stupid thing that I hate that happens in games sometimes, is where it's like, push her or pull her. You know, pull her away from Carl or push her into the dirt. And I was like, well, I feel like pushing her into the dirt would have her stab herself, so let's pull her away from Carl. Which caused her to stab me. Which got me back into regular Echo. And then died. So then, we reloaded the save. And now we're here. We pushed her down, Raven's on top of her, and hopefully he's gonna be fine. And Carl and I are getting our GTFOing. So reset face. Not sure how much longer this is. We'll have to see. And begin. Raven's snarling as he tries to help keep Jenna pinned. Something that doesn't match his cheerful face at all. Carl stumbles to his feet, then turns and starts jogging away. Carl, wait! Help me up! Carl seems to hesitate before finally turning around, leaning over to help pick me up. And with that, we limp away toward the roads. I think we're heading towards the mansion again, but Carl turns us towards the road, to the town instead. The growls and snarls get fainter behind us, and I start to worry about what's going to happen to Raven. Yeah, I hope the good boy survives. We didn't. Hopefully Jen just stops once Carl's out of sight. He seems to be the only thing she's interested in right now. Carl breathes raggedly in my ear, over the sound of his stumbling clops and my dragging shuffles. Carl, you want to go back to your house instead? Carl doesn't even respond, and I look over to him to see he's looking straight ahead, eyes fixed on nothing. Carl? He gives his head a little shake, so I go back to staring at my feet. My ankle is numb at this point, which I guess is better than the lancing pain I had earlier. Man, the main character is going to have to have his foot amputated. We're farther down the roads now, to the point where I can't hear Jenna or Raven anymore. Going this way might have been a good idea, since Jenna will probably end up going back to the mansion. Does she just need time to cool down? And where are we supposed to go now? I would think to that cave with the, I don't know, blood. I'm starting to realize that what just happened is going to affect everything. Are we even going to be able to be near each other now? Jenna just tried to kill Carl. Jenna! Again! Or John. I feel a sudden burst of anger towards him. A fucking serial killer possessing her, forcing her to do this shit. Carl's breathing is getting more ragged. I look over at him again, and I'm not really surprised to see tracks of tears down his face. Carl, do you need to sit down for a second? Take a rest? A few seconds later, Carl stops abruptly next to a small boulder, and I allow myself to be sat down on it. The ram doesn't sit down with me, though. Man, things are hard for Carl. Because it's like, this route here where like a bunch of bad shit's happening, and then in Jenna's route where he gets kidnapped and tortured for a couple of days. The ram doesn't sit down with me, though. Instead, he starts pacing back and forth in front of me, occasionally wiping his face with his arm. Carl, sit down. I don't know what to do, Chase. Neither do I. Just sit down for a sec, and we'll... No, I don't know if we'll ever get out of here. Carl sobs, then goes into a coughing fit. No, come on. We're doing good. We're at least getting somewhere. Where? This could go on forever. You don't know. I look up at the ram, trying to think of something comforting to say. Chase, I can't do this. I need a second. Carl turns and starts walking further down the road. Carl, wait, we shouldn't split up. Hang on. I stand unsteadily, leaning over to rest a hand on the rock, as I watch Carl continue his trek down the road towards the town. Just wait, I need a moment. I'll be back. Carl! I feel myself start to panic as I stumble after him. I realize that not only am I afraid for Carl, for what might happen to him if he runs off into the fake world, but I'm also afraid of being alone here without Carl. I hobble after him, but I realize immediately that I'm not going to catch up. I watch him get further and further away down the middle of the road. I wheeze, clutching my chest as I try to keep up. The sides of my vision started to turn white. Sorry for the reading on. I'm not sure what else it is. Panic, breathlessness, or the world itself, but the whiteness seems to pulse with the faint sobs of the ram in front of me. Slowly, the white takes over, and I'm in a fog. Snow! Snow? Is this supposed to be like Nevada or something? There's a distant, rhythmic pounding that sounds like a gong. Where have I heard it before? I feel a twinge of worry in my chest that I'm going to be late for my next class. Class? Oh yeah, school. That's a clock tower that chimes every hour. Freezing cold streaks through my fur and stings at my nose. I bring my hands up to rub my shoulder, shivering. The ground is covered in snow, even though it never snows here. At least, not this much. We had a flurry once a few years ago, and even that was a surprise. But here it is, piled up on the ground. My mind's still catching up with me, feeling as if I've woken up in a dream. Fuck, what happened? Carl. I was chasing after Carl on the road. It all comes back to me slowly. I was going after Carl, after Jenna tried to. I hear clopping up ahead of me. My head snaps up, looking into fog, unable to see clearly through it. Hello? Carl? My voice echoes into the emptiness of the university. Pueblo University. Feels like I haven't been here in months, rather than just a week. I hurt my shoulders again, before padding up slowly to one of the buildings. The pain in my ankle now is a dull, throbbing feeling, almost like it's dead. That doesn't seem like a good thing, but at least I can walk. It's just that I have to limp, feeling like I'm walking like a giant log instead of a leg. I focus on the building in front of me. I don't remember this one. In fact, I really don't remember any of them. The buildings are different shapes, just built with the same materials and colors of buildings at the university. I reach out, grasping the handle. It's locked. I stare at the door for a while, unsure what to do. More distant clopping up the sidewalk gets my attention, so I start moving in that direction again. Carl? I call out more softly because I'm starting to feel afraid of where I am. I can't see anyone. The fur on my neck is prickling, like somehow extremely vulnerable. I guess the only thing I know for sure about this ordeal is that nothing is as it seems, and for some reason, I don't feel like I'm in a safe place. You were never there for me, you know? I jump. Carl? The only response is silence. At least, sound like Carl. Kind of. It was crackly and muffled, like it was coming through a phone. I start to jog up the sidewalk, and I notice that I'm stepping through the snow. Like it's not really there either. We're not gonna hurt ya. The voice comes right over my shoulder, and I cringe and let out a yelp, stumbling in my run to turn and face whatever whispered in my ear. I stare at nothing. It had that same crackly, mechanical sound to it. My fur is now standing up all over my body, and I rub my shoulders, again hugging my chest. A soft sound, maybe a footstep behind me, makes a whirl around in the other direction to find more emptiness. I stifle a whine and start trotting up the sidewalk again. This place is different. Something about this place is dangerous. It's unlike the mansion with the cabin, or even being next to that hang guy. Something could hurt me here. I don't know how I know, but I know it. Carl? My voice is again more desperate. I've never felt more alone. Right now, more than anything, I just want to find Carl. You want me to be there for you? I jump, but keep jogging, basically hopping with the way my leg isn't working at all. That's funny. The sidewalk starts to curve, and I come on to the school's pond. I whisper to myself, "Fuck, where are you?" As I keep walking, the ground no longer feels smooth. Instead, I feel little pointed bits of rock sticking into my feet pads, even though there's smooth pavement when I look down the ground. I pass a little stone bench, one that Carl likes to sit on back when he was at school with me the first semester. I just can't, man. I wish I could, but every stupid fucking thing I say is so stupid. Trust me, man, it's not. I lift my hands up to my throat, shocked because I definitely didn't say that. My voice is coming through like the others, muffled, distant, from the direction of the bench. You don't understand. It's like I can't stop going over what I say to people. Then I just worry about it for days after. Well, just don't. Just forget about it. Huh. Right. Seriously, man. No one cares. Just don't worry about it, okay? Yeah. Okay. I turned around, moving back the way I came, not wanting to hear those voices coming from the bench. I move back to where I was and look around. The sidewalk branches off in several different directions. I have no idea which one to take. You weren't there for me. What? I stand there for a moment, feeling panic starting to rise. What's the matter, cunt face? We're not gonna hurt you. That's not Carl. That's not me. I'm hearing things. I close my eyes, hugging my chest again, stilling my breathing. Softer clopping sounds come from my left. I open my eyes and immediately move in that direction. Hey, we're just playing. I grit my teeth and mumble to myself. I was a kid. What was I supposed to do? There's no response as I keep moving. A loud pop makes you jump and cover my head. What the hell was that? Well, we're in America. Was that a gunshot? I crouch on the sidewalk, looking left and right, but not seeing anyone. Was someone shooting at me? It had seemed kind of that far away. Whatever it was, just sitting here probably isn't going to help me, so I start moving again, a little faster, half bent over. To my left, I see the football stadium rising into the fog. I'd gone down there for a few games, and a dance that they held in the field for homecoming. Dude, I'm not feeling very good. Want to go back and play something? Come on, I told you it's not... I told you not to be like this. Can't really help it, man. Just tough it out another hour. Nah, man, I'm gonna head back. Alright then. Alright, later. I keep going, whispering to myself to Carl. Is that you, Carl? Can you actually hear me? No response. I keep going, listening for clops. When I hear them, I follow. After what seems like about 10 minutes, I come to a smaller building, one that path leads directly into. I slow my pace as I come to it, staring at the door. I listen for a long while, but there aren't any more clops. You ain't clopping, man. I reach out and rest my hand on the handle, then give it a slight pull, expecting to be locked, but inches open slowly. Staring for a while longer, I finally pull the door open and find our old dorm room. Like most things in this nightmare, it isn't exactly the same. Actually, it's probably about 3 times longer, like it's the interior of a stretch limo or something. And at the very end of it, I see Carl splayed out on one of the beds. It doesn't have a mattress in it, so he's just laying on a flat board. Slowly, I hobble over to him. He's staring up at the ceiling, like I'm kind of surprised to see a slight smile on his face. Hey, Carl? Carl looks over at me, surprised. Whoa, hey dude, what's up? He laughs over the last few words. I stare at him. What? Are you okay? Actually, yeah, I kind of am. Are you sure? I move over to the opposite bed, my old bed. Yeah, for the first time all week, actually. I push myself onto the bed, which is off the ground, a good 3 feet more than at the university. My feet dangle over the edge. Is your ankle okay? I told you to wait. I just needed a minute. I frown. Seriously? You just left me there? In a place with smoke monsters? Carl grimaces. Yeah, sorry about that. What happened? I slide around on the bed to face the ramp, noticing that, while they're tall, they're a lot shorter in length. Short enough that Carl's hooves stick over the edge. Well, Jen tried to kill me. I rub my shoulder, looking away. Yeah, but you know she's not in her right mind right now. We were talking about how maybe John... Oh, it's definitely John. James tried to do the same thing to me. Yeah? I was gonna ask you what it was like. Carl pokes the wall above his head, tapping it with his finger. Well, he basically just told me that I need to find some stuff out. Keep lies from getting out. That he couldn't tell me why. I wonder what John's telling Jenna. Carl shrugs. I mean, it can't be good if he's a serial killer. Yeah. Another period of silence. I don't mind it. Kind of feels nice. Not at all like the outside, where it feels like I was in imminent danger. The only problem right now is that something smells kind of bad, but it's subtle enough it's not really bothering me. So, we're at the university. Huh. Yep. Wonder why. Hear the voices out there? Yeah. Things go quiet again, and I wonder what the hell Carl might be thinking. He looks ridiculously peaceful. Okay, did you find weed somewhere? Because you're looking as chill as I've ever seen you. Oh yeah? Yeah. Carl scratches his nose. Well, I guess I just realized some stuff. I wait, but it doesn't go on. Like what? Well, Chase, that I don't need you. I frown. What? Carl laughs. No offense, man, but I realize that I rely on people too much, you know? I don't really know, or I still don't really know. Did something happen? I guess I always sort of held it against you, with what happened with Clint back in the day. Oh, the fight? Yeah, and also some things at college, but then I realized that isn't fair. He pauses, but I don't say anything. I realize that I'm really responsible for myself in the end, that I need to help myself. That's good. I can't help but wonder if now is the best time for this empathy Carl is having, Epiphany. But it explains the setting we're in right now. Did he do this with his own mind? Is everything we've been through the result of our own imaginations? Carl sits up suddenly, rubbing his bed. And that I'm sick of feeling like I have to do something important, that I need to be important. He turns on his butt to face me and spreads out his hands. Because I'm not. I'm not important at all. I'm a rich ass, spoiled little shit. And that's about it. Come on, Carl. No. It's a good thing. I'm happy because I realized I'm okay with that. Carl smirks at me. I want to go to college, but I want to get an art degree. Then, I just want to get a job I can halfway stand and play games in my free time. He stares at me, and I stare back. Okay. Carl laughs again. I know, it sounds stupid, but realizing this, it just feels good to feel comfortable in my own skin. I haven't been comfortable for so fucking long. Oh, that's good. I try to smile for the ram. But, I mean, we need to get out of here if you're gonna do anything. Yeah. It's weird that I'm feeling this way right now. But what isn't weird here? Carl reaches out onto the wall again, feeling it carefully. Anyway, when I said I didn't need you, it sounded fun. I'm reaching my reading limit, because again, I thought I was going to be finished a couple episodes ago, but it do be like that. I might finish tomorrow, unless we finish here. It sounded fucked up, and I still love you, man. Yeah, I love you too. But I need to say it out loud, I guess. I don't need anyone to make me feel okay. I just need to be okay with myself, and I guess I am. I gave Carl a weak smile. Not sure what else to say. Sounds like cliche, huh? But it's true. I mean, I'm just happy that you're okay. You ran away so suddenly. I had another panic attack. Almost as bad as the one I had here. Carl points over to the opposite end of the room, at the desk. I came back from that stupid dance and had a bunch of homework to do for that computer program class my dad made me take. I don't know, having that bad experience at the dance, then trying to figure out programming I didn't fucking understand, something cracked. Carl looks over at me. When I got back home, things are worse than they'd ever been. Then the one time I dropped acid and thought I killed you. I make a face, but Carl waves his hand. Long story, but then I thought that was a sign that maybe you were the one that was kind of holding me together all the time. Carl, I had no idea. Yeah, how are you supposed to know? I didn't say anything, and when he came back to Echo, I thought maybe I could pull myself together with you here or there. Carl grins. Then, after this hellscape thing, Jenna, I just got fed up with it, I guess. I mean, yeah, when you're in a hellscape and some close friend tries to murder you, I'd be like, okay, not dealing with this shit. Carl shrugs. I don't know. I cracked again. But it's like I cracked back in place. I just feel okay now that we're gonna get through this. I finally kind of chuckle too. I'm happy for you. I really am. Just wish you could actually get back to Echo, so you could feel better there. Carl taps his teeth loudly with his fingers, then looks at me. Dude, I think we are. I look at him quizzically. Carl runs a hand over the bed again. I just realized something. Look at this place. Can you see it? I furrow my brows. See what? This place seem familiar at all? Because now I'm seeing something completely different. I squint. No, it looks like the dorm, just a super long version of it. Carl smiles. Nah, man, we're in the diner. What? But I can't go on, because as soon as I see the shape of the diner, the dorm room melts away like a mirage. Uh, I guess we could go on a little longer. I'm on the table, and Carl sits across from me on the opposite table. Oh! Carl's smile etches into a grin. I guess we can see the truth now? So, you've been here the whole time? I gasp heavily, leaning on Carl as we make our way up the road towards the mansion. Looks that way. I think it all happened in my house. I look around me in the darkness of the night. While the surreal feeling of dreaming is gone, I still feel like I'm in some kind of nightmare. Carl tried his phone the second we realized we were back, but it was dead. Here outside, no one's around, though we did see a few bodies in the middle of the road. What the hell is happening? I think everyone's gone crazy. Carl seems to be mostly talking to himself. I remember seeing Janice running through the street just before everything went to shit, and I'm inclined to think he's right. Okay, so Duke's died in 2 of these routes, but somehow I'm guessing he's in Arches. Maybe it's alternative universe. Should we maybe go to Leo's place instead? I don't know. I kind of want to find Raven and Jenna. Break them out of this first. I mean, she's still got that knife. Maybe she's calmed down. Then we can tell them to snap out of it. Well, you'd think the others would come and find us, or something. The fact they haven't. Carl grunts in acknowledgement, but doesn't say anything more. Meanwhile, the mansion looms ominously in front of us. There's no sign of Raven or Jen in the front. There's a tree where we saw the body hanging, thankfully empty. I vaguely wonder if the newspaper clipping and that corpse, is still there somehow. I just kind of want to just check on the thing to be like, okay, how much longer do we have? Okay, we seem to not have long. As Carl drags me into the driveway, he hesitates. Listen, maybe you should wait out here. I wake the others up, then grab the keys, and we can drive out to Peyton. Get away from all this. I laugh, despite myself. Yeah, alright. After everything we've been through. Besides, I've saved your ass while John went after you. I might have to do it again. Ah, right, John. Carl smirks. Yeah, alright. But if he comes at us, I want you getting the hell out of here. Get into your car and get to Peyton. In hindsight, maybe you should have gone in my car from the motel and left that way instead. Carl shrugs. I would have come here anyway. I'm more worried about Raven right now. Yeah, same here. We're on the steps now, and Carl listens intently with his long ears poking up. It's dead silent. My heart rate starts to pick up as Carl reaches for the door, imagining Jenna, John, running out of the darkness, knife in hand. Very slowly, Carl twists the knobs and pushes open the door. Thanks to the well-oiled hinges, it makes hardly a sound as it slowly swings open. We're met with darkness, aside from a few LEDs from the TV set. Carl leans close to my ear. At least the power is still on. I'm going to try the landline first. I nod as Carl and I step over the foundation and into the house. I'm happy to see that Carl's kitchen looks just like Carl's kitchen. Despite the terrifying atmosphere, there is a relief that comes with knowing they've broken free of the nightmare, whatever it was. And just then, a distant soft pop echoes from the town. Both look back for a moment, and I remember the sound I heard while running through Pueblo. Had someone shot at me? So, like, were we in the alternative universe, or... I don't know. I don't have long to dwell on it, as Carl tugs me into the kitchen, purposely leaving the door open behind us. He's probably more worried about what might be coming in the house rather than what's far away in the town. The ram reaches for the light switch, then thinks better of it. He leaves me to lean against the counter before moving to the phone. I look around, noticing the table At the table is a set of few plates with what looks like squares of drywall on them. In fact, the whole table is covered in dust that probably came from the crawl space. I frown at that before noticing a clear cup on the counter with some kind of yellow liquid. P. At the same time, I see a piece of paper lying next to me, standing out on spotless counter. I reach out, pressing a hand over it, and feeling the smooth piece of paper, its size and shape familiar. I pick it up, looking around for a light source, before seeing the fridge and hobbling over to it. Lion said, "What are you doing, dude?" I open the fridge, letting the dim, yellow light spill out. I hold up the paper, which seems to be a copy of a newspaper clipping. "This is a photocopy from the cabin." I whisper loudly. Masetta boy missing. Native settler tensions rise. Fifth native boy goes missing in 2 years. Native chief, says disappearances did not happen until settlers arrived. James Hendricks has been confined in the county jail, pending further evidence. I look up at Carl. Wait, so was it James that was kidnapping children? Carl shrugs at me. I really don't know, man. I just don't think it matters right now. He did have a point, considering we weren't trapped in the nightmare anymore, though it still feels like something's missing. Yeah, you're right. I fold up and shove the paper into my pocket anyway. So, the phone's dead. I think we should just grab the keys and... Carl's ears prick up. I do the same with mine, if I could. You hear that? No? Carl moves to the stairs. Stay here. I'll be right back. I shout whisper. What? I'll be right back. I think I hear Raven. I bite my lip. This new boost of confidence that Carl's gotten is great and all, but his hero complex is about to get him killed. I follow the ramp to the top of the stairs, watch him about to start downwards, before jabbing him in the back with my knuckles. I look back to the almost dark kitchen, before making up my mind and hopping down the stairs after the ram. He jumps. Holy shit, you scared the hell out of me. Carl also shout whispers. Well, fuck you for thinking of leaving me up there. I told you, outside. We're sticking together. Okay, just hold my shirt or something. Okay. With that, Carl starts making his way down the stairs, with me limping behind. Slowly but surely, I start to hear something too. It's muffled and quiet, and sounds much like a voice. The voice is calm and reasonable, and I'm pretty sure it's Raven's. Carl stops next to the door on our left, where the voice seems to be coming from. Wait, maybe I should open it? If Jenna's in there, it's not like she's gonna go after me, right? Carl seems to hesitate in the darkness. I don't know, man. Don't worry, you'll be next to me, right? There's a moment of silence again, before Carl shifts next to me, to the side of the door. Alright, but get behind me if she goes after you. I nod as well, even if he can't see me. I take a breath, steeling myself for what might be behind the door. Slowly, I push it open. It's also dark in this room. The weight room, I realize. Talking stops immediately before it turns into a whine. Oh my god, did that door open by itself? This is insane. I feel for the light switch next to the door and flip it on. There sits Raven, tied up to a weight machine with what looks like several pieces of clothing. A few pieces of paper sit on his lap, on the ground. The husky is staring right at me, but there's no sign of recognition in his face. There's no sign of Jenna either, thank God. Raven? Oh God, it knows my name. Raven starts writhing around in his bonds. Mr. Ghostling, what do you want? Do you want money? Honestly, I don't have much money at all. I work in the mall. Carlin pokes his head in too. Hey, Raven, can you hear me? Raven keeps babbling on about his job. Carl frowns and shifts past me into the room. I stand in the doorway, looking back in the hall, but only seeing darkness. Raven's still chattering when Carl reaches out, resting a hand on his shoulder. The shriek that Raven lets out makes my fur stand on end. Oh my god, oh my god. No, 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 no. Shh. Carl presses a hand to the husky's mouth, muffling his nose just a bit. But that's when Raven's eyes widen. Whoa, whoa. Hey, Carl. He stares around, wide-eyed. Wow, where am I? In my house, in my weight room. Are you okay? The husky looks at Carl again. What? How? Carl shrugs. We have no idea. I look back in the hallway to make sure Jenna isn't coming after all that shrieking, then look back at the other two. So, it's that easy? We just had to touch him? Carl turns to me. I guess. It's like it's really just a dream or something. Hey, Chase? Raven is craning his head around Carl now. Hey, Raven. Raven starts looking around the room again. Wow. You know, just a second ago, I was in a really fancy-looking bedroom. It had a bed with curtains on it and stuff. Raven, how'd you get tied up? Oh, Jenna, of course. Actually, she calmed down a bit, and I brought her into the house, but then she punched me. Carl sets to untie the husky, while Raven rubs the back of his head against the weight machine. And I fell down the stairs, and she dragged me into this room and tied me up. Is he blushing there? Raven smiles sheepishly. Honestly, I probably could have fought her off. But facing a tiny, maybe serial killer girl with a knife is kind of scary. So I did what she told me. That's okay. Do you know where she is now? I glanced back in the hallway. Still nothing. No, she went back out. She didn't come back like 10 minutes ago, though she shoved these papers into my face. Raven points at the papers in his lap and on the ground with a free hand. Carl gets started untying the binds around his legs. Said something about these being real letters, the truth or whatever. I limp into the room, partially because I don't want to get caught by Jenna if she suddenly comes in, and also because I don't want to look at the two letters. They're short, one of them about a paragraph, the other only a few words. Because it's second nature now, I pick up the longer one and read it out loud. I don't know what to say after finding your dungeon. No, there are no other words about it. James, it's a dungeon. And after finding the boy's body, find out what you've done to it. There are truly no words, James. I only know why you were never satisfied with me. Wait, I only know now why you were never satisfied with me. All your sweet words have turned to poison. I am leaving you to the law, and leaving this wretched town behind. I only hope that God had no mercy on your soul. I pick up the other letter, placing it over the first. You are disgusting. I don't have James's letters, so I have no idea what John was responding to. I also don't know who to believe anymore. John or James, or even the thing they're talking about could alter the notes left behind in that dreamscape. There's no way I can even begin to piece together who was manipulating what. But maybe because I'm in the real world now, and this is certainly real, this could be the actual truth. I also noticed the collection of dust on these photocopy pages, taken from the scrapbook and stashed somewhere, probably at the crawl space, considering the state they're in. Is Jen in the crawl space right now, searching for letters? Raven finally pulls his feet out of the ropes, rubbing his arms. He nods at me. Said she wrote that one, and she wrote the one in jail after James had written to him. I gotta say, since the whole knife thing seems like she doesn't know who she is. I fold up the letters, put them in my pocket with the new article. I mean, she keeps going on about James and letters. Did she say anything about the letters? Raven frowns, looking at the ceiling. It said something about not being able to finish the game because one of them burned and the other got eaten. Put my hand in my pocket. Well, I found the one that's burned on the counter upstairs. I don't think it's burned, and just saw it burn. Oh, we just saw it burn. I think, yeah, sorry, my reading ability's going short. I think to the tree outside the front of the house, but Carl shakes his head. Doesn't really matter now that we're free of the shit. Let's just find the keys and get the hell out. Carl starts on the last remnants of Raven's ankles. I get up to limp to the doorway again, looking out towards the crawl space. In that moment, I hear a whisper of movement down the hall. I limp out a bit more, watching his two tall ears slowly materialize out of the darkness. For a moment, I see a young male fox in overalls in front of me. But the imaginary imagery dissolves as Jen is slowly lit up with the light coming from the weight room. She's covered from dust from the crawl space. I'm startled, but I'm not scared because I know she can't see me. At least, she shouldn't be able to see me, but her piercing eyes are right on me. She can see me. Maybe it's the fact that it's not Jenna at all. Maybe it's because she's completely possessed, and it's John looking through her eyes. Whatever it is, she can see me, that's clear, because she immediately raises her knife and bares her teeth at me. I don't want the others getting caught by her, especially with Raven tied up like that. I need to give Carl or I a chance to attack from behind, depending on if she goes for me or takes a turn into the weight room. She's coming. I back out into the hall and away from Jenna, hoping to give one of us the advantage. But she's coming so fast. Otter, you're the one in on it with James, huh? Her voice, rough and deep, unlike anything I heard from Jenna before. I realize that there's no waking Jenna up from this. It's not Jenna anymore, and John, sure as hell, isn't waking up. John lunges, and I turn to run. The fox doesn't even glance into the weight room as he comes for me. I limp and leap through the darkness, left hand stretched out, desperately feeling for the end of the wall that will signify the stairs. I hear the fox breathing behind me, bumping into the walls. Finally, my hand falls through nothing, and I turn sharply to run up the stairs. As I stumble upwards, I start to wonder what the hell I'm gonna do. I could try and go for a bathroom, lock the door. It doesn't exactly help out Carl. I can't stop thinking about the newspaper clipping that John's hanging corpse ate. If I can get it, all the pieces that it wants us to get, then maybe I can end whatever this is. My thoughts are interrupted as something cold goes down my back, followed by an even colder pain just right in my spine. I gasp as if I'd fallen onto water, but continue upwards. I can hear Carl shouting at the base of the stairs. There's too much distance between me and him for the ram to be of any help. I reach out to the top of the stairs. There's a loud thwonk sound to my left of my head, just as I stumble into the kitchen. A quick glance over my shoulder, and I see John yanking the knife from a wall. Almost sobbing now, I limp my way to the front door, hearing John scream curses at me from behind. While I want Carl to help right now, I also don't want him to catch up. I don't want John turning on him. I struggle with the door for a moment, for some reason trying to push it on it rather than pull. It's only a few seconds, but enough for John to gain on me and swing with the knife again as I pull open the door. I scream and duck, running the metal clang against the door hinge, or hearing it. I lunge forward, out of the door and into the cool of the early morning. The sky is soft blue as dawn breaks. I limp as fast as I can down the steps, down the driveway, towards the slope, past the road, but John catches me again as I'm on the road. This time, he grabs my shirt, holding on to me. I turn to face him as he draws his knife back for another swing, but at that moment, we go over the slope. Even in my adrenaline-fueled state, the fall is painful with each time I roll, and I feel the stab of the rock stinging in my skin. The final bounce is punctuated by blind pain in the forehead as it collides with a small boulder. I shakily get to my feet, looking left and right for the tree, panicking until I realize it's right in front of me. I stumble right into it, cling to it. I scan the dirt, but there's nothing, no paper at all. Jenna's getting up, just 5 feet away. I can see blood oozing from several scratches on his body. The knife is still in hand, and he zeroes in on me again. I cower and move behind the tree, my plan ruined. And that's when my face comes level with the hull of the tree. Automatically I reach in, feeling around, feeling mostly spiderwebs and twigs before. Carl peers at the top of the slope. Hey! Hey! Stop! John whirls around, knife raised as he immediately moves in the other direction. You! My hand finds the corner of the piece of paper, and I pull out the newspaper clipping. I scan over it. It's another quote from Carl's mother. I begin to read, my voice cracking as I manage to shout. But I was able to open the logbox kept by James himself. It was full of jail letters between him and John. John freezes as it steps, knife still raised, looking up at Carl. I don't want to sully the Hendricks name, but if what John said is true, James framed him of the most horrendous crime in Echo's history. In the meantime, Carl stumbles down the slope, moving carefully around the fox to stand next to me. I reach into my pocket and pull the other pieces of paper. I hold them up. John, we know the truth. I'm going to tell everyone in my documentary, okay? I'm a journalist, a reporter. We see the truth. So wait, didn't she say what the truth was? Oh, maybe she didn't publish it. John turns towards me, knife slowly lowering. And just like that, it's not John anymore. It's Jenna. The knife clatters to the rocks. Carl reaches out to hold me, and I collapse against him, everything numb. Jenna's hands go to her mouth, staring at the knife, staring at me and Carl before she screams. In the distance, I can hear sirens. My jaw hurts. Is history subjective in nature? The story of James and John seems to be. All we have are a few written letters, and from these we must try and draw some sort of conclusion. In the end, it can't really be said what exactly happened almost 150 years ago. Instead, we can only provide the facts. Several native children went missing. James was accused of the crime before claiming that his secret lover John was the culprit. In his jail letters, Jonathan claims that he was framed by James. Because of the vigilante justice dealt out by the town, John never had a trial, and no record of his evidence collected exists. The evidence. James, because of his influence, was allowed to leave and live hundreds of miles away on the west coast, where he eventually died. He never wrote of the incident again. Many believe that, as journalists, we're supposed to be unbiased and only state the facts. It's not exactly true, as long as it's clear that we're stating an opinion. So, I'd like to do that now. It's my opinion that John is innocent. We should be presumed innocent until proven guilty after all, and Jonathan has never even had that chance. According to accounts written by other townspeople, James was a delightful and emotionally deceitful and emotionally manipulative man. He's delightful. No, deceitful. Sorry. There are many accounts of his prejudices against native people. In the end, the records that exist of John give us no reason to disbelieve him. Well, James has given us every reason to doubt him. But because time is evidence is worse than me, it's been 150 years. The definitive answer will likely never be known. It's kind of weird that this is never brought up in the smoke room. The fact there was a serial murderer and it was the town's richest guy. Like much of Echo, the history is lost to time. I'm Chase Hunter at Pueblo University, and this has been a special report on the town of Echo. I look over the report again, eyes stinging from staring at the monitor for too long. I'm a terrible writer, and the words of the script seem so clumsy. I shrug and decide to have time tomorrow to polish it up a bit. It's weird, writing the last word to a script I started almost 1.5 years ago. Wasn't this supposed to be done at the end of spring break? It's changed a lot since then, moving from a focus on hysteria to an old mansion mystery. My mind wanders back to that spring break in Echo. I still shake my head when I think about it, how completely shattered my view on reality, my view on life. Of course, I couldn't come back to school right afterwards. I hadn't finished my project after all. Actually, I needed therapy. We all did. Except Carl. He seemed to have come out of it better than he had going into it. Somehow. Everyone handles trauma differently, Jenna would say. In fact, she has a lot of things to say about what happened. Yeah, I bet so. Well, she didn't come out quite as unscathed as Carl. She's still tougher than me, and actually went right back to school that summer. Now, she's at Weston, and a lot of her research is focused on folded docs, or shared psychosis. Because of how everything went down, the things we felt and saw that we saw, Jenna was convinced that that's what took place. She brought up the way we primed each other to hear and see things. The way the things we saw didn't seem to have any rhyme or reason for what they were. While I do believe a lot of what we saw came from ourselves, I'm not fully convinced that explains all of it. Mainly because the rest of the townspeople went through their own nightmare that night. I still can't believe the things Leo and TJ went through. Still, I'm glad that we can find a way to explain it to herself. What about Flynn? She told me over the phone just last week that she hasn't forgiven herself, that she should have been stronger than that. I've told her over and over that it's not her fault, but I guess after coming to with a knife in her hand and her friend stabbed, it left an impression. I rest my hand on the thick scar through my shirt that runs all the way down my back and wiggle the ankle that causes me a permanent limp. Oof. Still, this whole incident actually brought us closer. At least for Jenna, Carl, and I. Hell, even Raven. We're a throuple now. It's so painful to think about how Flynn, Leo, and TJ, poor TJ, aren't really talking anymore. I guess it's the fact that we went through completely different things during the incident. Of course, we told the police that it was someone else that stabbed me while the town descended to madness. Echo, a name now famous worldwide after the mass hysteria incident that truly brought a dying town to its ultimate end. At least in terms of being a failed town. When no one really lives there now, it's certainly become a tourist attraction. Countless news reports, TV shows, and paranormal investigators descend on the area, especially once the news story changed from spree killing leaves 9 dead to whole town went nuts. Only 9 people died? I don't know, seems like there's lots of gunshots and stuff like that. Just saying, like, there's Duke. I mean, a lot of people die in all the routes. Like, named people. Luckily, not a lot of focus fell on us since we weren't exactly living in Echo anymore. We just got into the ambulances and left. Carl, on the other hand, along with the rest of his family, are still harassed by the media. Carl's mom, Trisha, is a pro at handling media though. I still wonder about what exactly it was that stopped her from publishing all her findings. Wasn't the fact that it was her was the person? I have to ask her sometime, considering I'm practically family due to how much I visit with Carl. In the end, the relationship that I had with Carl in the dreamscape didn't exactly survive in the real world. Carl told me he didn't know where he ended with and James began, even when he rejected James' influence. He couldn't really trust anything that happened there, or we couldn't. But still, he's my best friend. And I plan to spend the summer over at his house when I start my next project in Echo. What? On Echo. Yeah, I realize there's a lot more stories to cover over there, and I plan to uncover them. It's almost healing going back to now without any fear. I haven't played Oranges yet. My own little therapy. Yes, I always end up back there eventually. The sound of clops to my right makes me look up, and I blink as a bulky ram fills my frame off the doorway. Carl leans against it, rolling his eyes. Dude, you told me you were gonna work on that tomorrow, and he also grew out the beard again. I smile and rest my chin in my palm. I was just giving it a quick once-over before the film. Yeah, sure. Anyway, I'm gonna get some pizza. You coming? I'm not really hungry, but taking my mind off Echo for just a little bit sounds good. Carl always cheered me up anyway. I nod over at the corner of the dorm room, where Carl's papier-mâché sculpture of a tortured-looking bird sits. Don't you have to finish that thing by tomorrow? Carl shrugs. I got like 3 energy drinks in the fridge. I'll be good. Come on, let's get going. I want to meet Caitlin there too. I get up slowly, stretching out my back. Oh, I see. So I'm just your wingman. Carl smirks. It's not like that, dude. I just like hanging out with her. Now let's go. Carl hangs on the frame, starting to swing himself out of the hall. Hey, Carl? Carl rebounds back at the room, leaning in towards me. Yo. Thanks for being my friend. I don't know if it was all that reminiscing about what happened in the spring before last, but I'm still not over what happened. But Carl seems to understand. He smiles and reaches out a big hand towards me, which I grasp. Of course, man. If you need talking or something, I'm here. Do you want to talk right now? I shake my head quickly. Nah, I'm good. Just wouldn't say it. Carl smiles. Well, thanks for saying it. Now let's go. Carl again swings on the frame out in the hall and breaks the doorway. There's some loud clapping before I hear him shouting at someone and giving them what sounds like a high five. I smile to myself as I look at the document on the screen one last time, before closing the laptop and following Carl out in the hallway. Yay! The episode where we didn't get stabbed! Now that I think about it, we didn't do Jenna's bad end or Carl's bad end. I mean, we just did Carl, but person's name's Howley. Yeah, and I think when it comes to the bad ending of Jenna's route, it's... I like this music here. It's, what's her name floods the town, and we might shoot her. For this one, it's... we might, quickly run over it. Okay, so that one thing where I was like, maybe we should let the ghosts be in possession of him. Yeah, that's the bad one. And Chase being like, look at her. Daddy's gonna be feasting today. We're gonna be eating well. Ram. Yeah, so things go bad for Jenna and Raven if I let James say that James possess him. I don't know, it was feeling like that was a bad one. Is that in the shape of a heart there? You could kind of see that. Gay. KJ, not Wolf. Well, I started this. It's weird how it didn't seem too long ago. Like, let's just see. I started Carl's route. That's the 12th. So less than a week ago. Man, I have really mainlined Carl's route. Oh, though the next episode for you guys is going to be Flynn's route, the final one of this. And then after that's going to be Arches, unless something changes. But let's see, what's next for me on my visual novel list? Ooh, Unveiling. Unless I change that. I have to see. I mean, I wanted to do that one. It was cute looking. And they have a big horse guy in it. Ooh woo. Is that one horny? Let's just look at the things here. He's spooky. Boy, he's got a lot of those things. I don't remember that one. No, that's music. What do we not have? Do we have all of them? I really should, like, put on videos, like, when it was recorded. So I could be like, okay, how long ago was this thing done? Man, when you just see that thing and you're like, the fuck? Because remember, the first one I picked was TJ, which was this, him being like this, then that. So it doesn't seem like anything supernatural is happening. It just seems like mental illness combined with a little bit of hysteria and, you know, stuff. So nice little thing where his furs all come together like he's wet. And then it's like, oh, it's just mental illness and supernatural stuff, and then straight into this. And it's like, because it was first this, and then that. It's like, yeah. And then her thing. Looking at the days too. So he has the most days except for him. And him. Okay. You might do these things at some point, just don't know how long they are, you know? Yeah, and this Let's Play, so comment, guys, like, comments, tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like MageTube and Lexi Crew, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help it grow, and please remember to spay new your animals. To help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to play sorry, it's late. I'm tired. If you want to help the people that made this game make other games, go to Patreon. It's $3 a month. Also early access to those other games. Or the ones that, you know, are out. Like, I think you can get Glory. I'm not sure which one of those things you'd have to pay extra for early access for, because Adastra's out. Kamina and Terra have been kind of on hold for forever. I guess maybe Arches and the Smoke Room. I think Glorian's is free at the moment. Yeah, or the most up-to-date one. Yeah. Until next time, another Let's Play by me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. I'm maybe gonna watch a video, then go to bed. Thanks and see ya. And also pee.